Iran's foreign minister said a new supreme leader will be chosen in 1 or 2 days as thousands of government supporters gathered in mourning in the central city of Yazd. Issuing a joint statement, 27 EU foreign ministers described Iran's recent attacks across the region as inexcusable and warned for unpredictable global consequences. Retaliatory Iranian missile attacks target US interests in the region as multiple explosions are reported on US bases in Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and the UAE. Iran's foreign minister says a new supreme leader will be chosen in 1 or 2 days. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi was speaking to the Al Jazeera network on Sunday, a day after Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in US and Israeli strikes. Thousands of Iranian government supporters filled the main square in the central city of Yazd in mourning. Shiite clerics led the crowd in chants of "Death to America." Khamenei's killing triggered retaliatory strikes on multiple countries in the region, from Qatar to Israel. Israel's paramedic service said they were providing medical treatment to several casualties in the Beit Shemesh region on Sunday, following rocket salvos from Iran. Tehran mainly targeted American military bases in the region. The US Central Command confirmed on X that 3 US service members have been killed in action and 5 are seriously wounded. Several others sustained minor shrapnel injuries and concussions. Israel's military released footage of what it said was a strike on the headquarters of the Iranian regime in Tehran. The footage was shared after a large explosion had rocked Iran's capital as the blast sent a huge plume of smoke into the sky and shook the ground. 27 EU foreign ministers have held a virtual emergency meeting led by High Representative Kaja Kallas, describing Iran's recent attacks across the region as inexcusable. The EU has issued a joint declaration calling for maximum restraint, the protection of civilians, and full respect for international law and the United Nations Charter. Earlier, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz went further, stating his federal government shares the relief of many Iranians that the mullah regime may be coming to an end. Merz acknowledged the legal ambiguity of US and Israeli strikes, but argued there is, quote, little point in lecturing allies when facing a terrorist regime. The EU states it remains in close contact with regional partners to contribute to de-escalation, while reaffirming its commitment to preventing Tehran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. Ministers also warned that the disruption of critical waterways like the Strait of Hormuz must be avoided to prevent unpredictable global economic consequences. The EU says the bloc is now taking all necessary steps to ensure the safety of its citizens in the region.
A series of missile attacks were heard here in Doha early Sunday morning. Shortly after the blast, a nationwide emergency alert was sent to every phone, urging the public to stay indoors. Qatar's Ministry of Interior confirms at least 16 people have been injured since the attacks began, leaving people here on edge. The attacks follow a tense Saturday, with repeated strikes seen and heard across the country. Authorities say 65 ballistic missiles and 12 drones launched from Iran were intercepted in Qatar. However, 2 missiles reportedly struck Al Udeid Air Base, the largest U.S. military base in the region, and 1 drone hit an early warning radar system. Meanwhile, the country's airspace remains closed, grounding all flights and stranding many passengers. Qatar Airways says it will resume operations once the Civil Aviation Authority says it's safe to do so, and an update is expected Monday at 9 a.m. local time. Adil Halim, Euronews, Doha.
Joint US and Israeli strikes on Iran have triggered a massive disruption to international travel, with airspaces across the Middle East closed this Saturday. Regional giants including Qatar Airways, Emirates and Etihad have cancelled services, while Kuwait has indefinitely halted all flights to Iran. The escalation has forced carriers to reroute planes mid-flight as countries from Israel to the UAE shut down their skies for security. In Europe, major airlines including Lufthansa, British Airways and Air France have suspended all flights to the region, some until 2nd of March and some until 7th of March. Virgin Atlantic confirmed it is now avoiding Iraqi airspace entirely, while Turkish Airlines has cancelled all services to the Gulf and Levant through the weekend. Across Asia, Air India and several Russian carriers are also bypassing the affected zones to ensure passenger safety. With many suspensions lasting into next week, travelers are being urged to check their flight status online as the situation continues to evolve.